Alright, so the Sonic Movie 3 trailer dropped the other day, and it's insane. If you're a Sonic fan, you've probably already seen it, so I won't really go into the details. But I do want to talk about a few things. First, of course, Shadow just looks incredible. I'm excited for what he's going to do, how they're going to tell a story. But one thing I do want to ask is, why does Shadow get freed? Because obviously it's not Eggman freeing him like it was in Sonic Adventure 2. So who is freeing him, or does he just suddenly get freed by himself? I don't think that makes that much sense. So my only guess, and I don't even think this is likely, but I'm just not sure who else it could be. I wouldn't be surprised if Rouge freed him. Since they worked together in Sonic Adventure 2, they could still have Shadow and Rouge working together to tell a similar story. Even though they are altering details, they could keep them teamed up. I would expect either her or Amy to get put in the movie. I don't think they'll go crazy with the amount of characters, but I was expecting for Amy most likely to be the reveal at the end of this trailer, for them to be like, oh, Amy's in this movie, similar to how they did the trailer with Knuckles for the Sonic movie 2. But instead they went in a completely opposite direction, and who they showed off as the character in the end is Gerald Robotnik. And if you haven't played Sonic Adventure 2, he was Eggman's grandfather, who in the game died a long time ago, got shot. So I have no idea how he's alive now. Again, they are changing a lot of aspects of the story, so I guess we'll just need to see what's different about this. I do have some theories, right? My first theory is just that this is a ghost. I wouldn't have thought about it before the Knuckles show, but in the Knuckles show, Chief Pachacamac from the Echidna tribes shows up as a ghost. So I'm thinking if he shows up as a ghost, it wouldn't be... Okay, I just noticed this while editing. In this scene, Knuckles tries to hug Pachacamac and it doesn't work, but Gerald can hug Robotnik, so maybe this theory isn't accurate. But if he's not a ghost, I do think he's going to be the main villain in some way. Now, obviously, this movie is going to be similar to Sonic Adventure 2 with the similar logo, with the introduction of Shadow and Gerald, but as we've seen, they are changing a lot of things. So in the end of the movie, I think we're going to get a similar end to Sonic Adventure 2, where Sonic and Shadow team up to fight something that's a bigger threat. Now, one thing I've seen some people point out is, oh, in the trailer, Eggman asks for the quill from Sonic, and if you remember in Sonic Movie 1, Eggman uses that quill to power his machines. So people have been saying, what if he uses the quill to make Metal Sonic, and Metal Sonic is the big threat that Sonic and Shadow fight at the end? But I mean, let's be honest, Metal Sonic, you think he's gonna be the major factor? You think he's gonna be the important final boss in this movie? As cool as Metal Sonic is, he doesn't have that much power. He's not a huge threat. Sonic beats him every time, and they're showing Shadow off to be a huge threat in this. So if they do bring in Metal Sonic, and I could see that happen, I think the way they're going to do it is by making him Metal Overlord from Sonic Heroes. And this is actually kind of backed up by Sonic X Shadow Generations. Now, it's kind of weird that they're bringing back Metal Overlord, because it's like, it's a random pick. You'd expect maybe Methless to be who they show off, but instead they showed off Metal Overlord. And at first, you know, when I saw that, I was like, that's really cool, and that was it. But after the trailer for the third movie came out, and everyone's been saying, oh, and maybe he's going to make Metal Sonic, I'm thinking maybe Metal Overlord is in the game, because he's also going to be in the movie. Because it's pretty obvious that Shadow Generations is getting released because of the movie. It's a cross promotion. You see the movie for Shadow, you play the game for Shadow. So if they're making a Shadow game because Shadow's a major villain in the movie, then they might also do the same thing with Metal Overlord. And okay, I'm going to be honest, this gets kind of crazy here. I don't even expect this. What about Black Doom? Right? Because I don't think we're going to get Metal Overlord and Black Doom in the same movie, but what if, theoretically, right, instead of Metal Overlord, maybe Eggman doesn't turn on Sonic and Shadow, maybe he stays good or whatever. What if Black Doom comes down to Earth and he tries to destroy it because Shadow gets saved by the power of Amy or Chris or friendship or whatever, and then Black Doom comes down and he's the final threat. He's like, okay, Shadow's not going to destroy the world. I'll need to do it myself, because that's similar to what happens in the game, you know. I'll be honest, it's not that likely. I don't think Black Doom is getting put in Shadow Generations because he's in the movie. I think he's getting put there because he was the villain in Shadow the Hedgehog. It would be cool to see just a normal Metal Sonic, and obviously more people know Metal Sonic than people know Metal Overlord, but really, do you think Metal Sonic could be the biggest threat? So the final theory I have about who the big major villain could be is, what if it's Gerald? Right? Because what if he's not a ghost? Because in the game, we see he goes crazy because Maria died, and it looks like the same thing's going to happen in the movie. We see Maria dead right here. So, if Maria's going to die here, he should go crazy here too, right? In the game, losing his granddaughter made him try to destroy the whole world with first Shadow, and then when Shadow didn't work, he had the Bio-Lizard as a backup to drive the space colony Ark into Earth. And that didn't work either, just because Shadow teamed up with Sonic to stop the world from getting destroyed. So, the same thing could happen, but I don't think they're going to bring in the Bio Lizard. If Gerald is alive, I think something is going to happen, right? Where he decides, oh, I want the world to be destroyed, just like in the game. And then he does something with the Ark. He gets the Chaos Emeralds or the Master Emerald or something. And he uses the Ark and drives it into the Earth, just like in the game. Just without the Bio Lizard, because I mean, come on, you think they're gonna do the Bio Lizard? Like, it would be a really cool reference, but he's just not well known enough. Like, even Metal Overlord, like, isn't known that well. And I know Black Doom isn't either, but both of them are definitely more known than the Bio Lizard. And even people who do know him, like, do you really think he could fit in the movie? I think it would just be too cluttered, too weird to try to have the Bio Lizard. So those are the three theories I think could happen. At some point in the movie, probably towards the end, someone is going to convince Shadow to do good, just like in Sonic Adventure 2. After this happens, either Robotnik will reveal Metal Overlord, and then Sonic and Shadow will take him down together as Super Sonic and Super Shadow, or a similar story will happen where Black Doom comes down and he sees Shadow isn't going to destroy the world, he needs to do it himself, or Gerald will crash the Ark into the world just like in Sonic Adventure 2. Now, there is a possible fourth thing that could happen. I don't know what it would be, but maybe none of my theories will be right. But you know, we'll just need to find out on December 20th because I am so excited for this movie. When the trailer came out, I shook my sister Esther awake. I was like, Esther, we need to see this trailer because she likes Sonic just as much as I do. And we watched the trailer together. It was crazy seeing Gerald, seeing like the Chow. I mean, I don't think the Chow will be in this movie, but those balloons were cool. Shadow just looks perfect. It's incredible. So I cannot wait to see what they do.